Throughout our life, our relationships and our boundaries with our parents, they evolve. So actually from the day when we are born, we develop certain relationship with our parents, but that relationship is gonna evolve throughout our life. And that the same is gonna happen to our boundaries. So with time, our parents, they actually learn how to let go of certain things, certain aspects of our life. So the day when we start walking on our own, they need to let go of our hand. The day when we learn how to eat on our own, they're gonna stop feeding us. The day when we maybe gonna develop certain friendships, they're gonna have to let go of certain time that maybe they would spend with us if we wouldn't have those friendships. And in order for us to become an adult, we need to have this right amount of separation from our parents. And also a big part of being able to achieve this separation from our parents, it is also about actually being able to have a healthy boundaries in place between us and our parents. However, in some enmeshed relationships, actually that process of separation might actually become very difficult. And you as a child, you might actually start feeling guilty for separating from your parents in one or the other way. You might feel like you're doing something wrong, that maybe you're harming them, that maybe you're hurting them. You might even feel that you're disrespecting them by having certain boundaries in place. However, when implementing boundaries with care with other people, we can actually avoid making other people feel as if they're disrespected, and also avoid making ourselves feel as if we were doing something wrong to someone. Additionally, it might be also quite important to share with the other person, so in this case with your parents, why it is important for you to set certain boundaries in place. But overall process of separation from parents, the process of setting those healthy boundaries with your parents, it is a very difficult and lengthy process. It doesn't happen overnight. It evolves throughout our life, like I said. So it is something really ongoing. And also at the same time, our parents, they know us really well. So in some instances, they might actually know what to say, how to say, to make us behave in a certain way, in a way that we're gonna obey them. They might know how to guilt trip us, and in some cases as well, some parents they might know how to trigger guilt in you in order for you to maybe don't set certain boundaries, because maybe some parents they don't want to let go of you, they don't want to let go of certain aspects of the life that they have with you. And then because from very early on we are being taught that disappointing parents is the worst case scenario, so from very early on we behave in a way that will not disappoint our parents, and then obviously we hold on to that even as adults. So when in some cases some parents they trigger guilt in you, that will then make you behave in a way that obviously you don't want to disappoint them, and that will make much more difficult for you then to set those healthy boundaries with them. However, when we become adults and when we don't have that right separation from our parents, when we don't have healthy boundaries in place with them, that would then lead to us feeling disappointed, resentful, and even angry with them. So in order to avoid that, it is really important to actually maintain healthy and very transparent boundaries with your parents. So an indication of you actually having a healthy boundaries with your parents is when you actually can openly talk about how you feel. And it doesn't mean that you're gonna always talk that you feel happy and great, but also being able to address that maybe you feel disappointed, that there's something that is really difficult for you. Another aspect that will indicate that you have a good relationship with good boundaries with your parents is about being able to say no to them in certain situations. So for example, maybe there are certain family gatherings, or maybe your parents, they're inviting you, and you being able to say no to some of these invitations when maybe it's not convenient for you, when you actually are unable, and that is a sign of having good boundaries with them. In a case where maybe you feel like you are unable to say no to them, you feel like maybe you're disrespecting them, that you're doing something really bad to them, and then you go against your own will and you actually attend all these gatherings because you really want to please them, that will be an indication of enmeshed relationship with your parents. Because like I said before, that kind of behavior eventually will lead to you feeling resentful towards them. Another indication that maybe you don't have those healthy boundaries with your parents, it's really well seen when we as adults, when we have our romantic relationships, for example, and when maybe in some cases people that actually share very intimate details of their relationship with their parents, or maybe they even involve their parents in their arguments with their spouse, or maybe even with their friendships. Another indication of not having maybe very healthy boundaries with your parents, it is when we think about visiting. So it is really important to actually have some sort of set rules in terms of how you visit them, when you visit them, when they visit you, and how that occurs, especially when you are in a romantic relationship, when you already live with someone. Another really important aspect of your life that will reflect whether you have good or not that great boundaries with your parents, it is around your romantic relationship. So I think it would be really important for you to have very good understanding with your parents of how you would like your parents to engage with your partner. So these are a few examples of areas of your life where possibly you might be struggling with setting healthy boundaries with your parents. And although setting boundaries with anyone, especially with your parents, might be quite difficult, but it is possible, and there's a long-term benefits to that. When setting boundaries with genuine care can actually assure that we're not gonna left our parents feeling disrespected. And if you would like to learn more how to set healthy boundaries, not only with our parents, but with people in general, you can go to my YouTube channel where I have many more videos where I talk, for example, how to, for instance, maintain assertive stance while you're setting boundaries with people. So that will be it for today, and if you enjoyed this video, then please like it, subscribe, and make sure you're gonna hit that notification bell so every time when I upload a new video, you're not gonna miss out on any of this really interesting content. And yes, I'm gonna see you in the next one then. Thank you. Bye bye.